twins are kind of like that friend that always sees the red flags in some person you're dating and is like, should you really be doing that? Except they're predicting equipment breakdowns or broken integrations as opposed to your dating life. I got a request from one of you wonderful people to talk about digital twins in an enterprise tech environment. What do they actually mean? And more importantly, how do they actually make you money? So let's dig into what they are. And of course, as always, I'll use a real life case study to give you the details so you can visualize what they might look like in your environment. As always, I don't know everything. So if you have anything to add to this, I invite you and encourage you to join in the comments. I learn just as much from you guys as you do from me. A digital twin is a virtual replica of really anything, a physical asset, a software system, a process, but it's not the traditional static model. It's dynamic. It takes real-time data through sensors so you can monitor, simulate, really predict different outcomes without at all touching the real thing. So if you have what we call plant twin, you scanned your plants and have sensors on a lot of your equipment, you can create a twin of your production line. This allows you to see where bottlenecks might be happening. You can stress test it through different scenarios, predict when a machine will fail or maintenance goes down. This all lowers the risk. So you're able to predict these things, shift it in the actual twin environment before shifting it in the real environment. What a lot of people don't think of when they think of a digital twin is actually their software environment. Building a digital twin of this enterprise environment allows you to get visibility and test things like integration, patches, API, upgrade in kind of the safety of this digital sandbox before you actually do it in the real environment. This, of course, saves you from things like system crashes, broken workflows, or really any risk to your live environment. They're also used a lot in government infrastructures like cities. They use this to create twins, city twins of traffic systems, utilities, neighborhoods, to test any sort of new design or to predict things like energy usage patterns. Obviously, they can help you avoid disruption, reduce risk, which can, dotted line, connect to ROI. But they can also do things like increase efficiency. They cut downtime because they predict when things will break. They do things like accelerate innovation, which a lot of people don't think of because you can model these new designs without any sort of expensive prototypes, look at new lines of business. And I mean, honestly, they just translate. Fewer surprises, faster payback. And that's what really the modern technology innovation is built around. I think the most basic case study around this is the GM plant twin. GM first piloted this in one of their manufacturing plants to really optimize production efficiency. The twin, which was powered by AI tools and those real-time sensor technologies, IoT, which is so critical to the success of this infrastructure, enabled the business to utilize things like predictive maintenance for their machinery. Within the first year, this is where we really get to measuring results. GM cut unplanned downtime by 25%, which then led to cutting maintenance costs by several millions of dollars. This one is really cool because we don't think about this. They realized that return within 12 months of the investment. They also were able to track more efficient energy usage, resulting in a 40% production in thermal energy consumption within some of their production lines. This type of technology is super cool and definitely super fun to work with. But you need to understand it is not a standalone tool. This is not going to solve your inefficiencies in operations. It's just going to show you them in a more expensive format. Need to be integrated, as we saw in that case study, with AI models, machine learning models, IoT sensors, ERP systems. That's how they actually are valuable, is when they're integrated amongst your technology infrastructure. You need to think of them as kind of the connected tissue between strategy and execution. That's where they live. They are not this standalone investment that can solve all of your issues. If you have shit data and bad operations, they're going to give you shit results. They belong, right, in your strategy, in that data and operations layer, not in the software solutions layer, so they can help drive good decisions through the data that is being collected through IoT sensors, through what you put in your ERP, through integration information. They're just the pathway to the brain that makes business decisions. I really appreciate the questions on my live. If you have content that you want me to cover, definitely drop it in the comments. My only goal here is to make sure that this is valuable for you and we're able to bring light to a lot of technology conversations that are usually run by big software. Your technology strategy should be your decision and yours only, and that's my mission here. So let me know what else you'd like to hear about.